Great to have you back. Doug Gottlieb's going to be joining us. Mark Schlereth, Chris Broussard, John Middlecoff last hour from the Bay Area. It's the Herd. Joy Taylor is joining me on a Monday. We're calling right. We're calling was wrong. 40 minutes from now. Always love that. My favorite NBA reality check for all the Michael Jordan worshipers out there. Many of you in your 20s and 30s didn't even watch him play live. I saw every series and every playoff game he ever played. He's the greatest player probably in league history. LeBron, I think, at his prime was close. I think Magic in his prime was very close. But here's a reality check with Michael Jordan. Do you know what his record was in the playoffs before Scottie Pippen arrived? Oh, I do. 1-9, swept twice. What up, bruh? Doesn't fall in line with all your MJ worship. 1-9. He was crappy in the playoffs. Swept twice. Because what we do in basketball, especially the NBA, we glom onto the star, and we think the star decides everything. If that was the case, then Kevin Durant would have won the West every single year. But his number 2 was unreliable, Westbrook. And LeBron has only had great success when he's got an all-star as his number 2, Kyrie, Wade, or Bosh. Michael Jordan didn't do anything in this league except score. He didn't do anything in the postseason until he got Scottie Pippen, one of the best 50 players of all time. We pay attention to the one, and the ones are key. But ones don't win in this league without a 2. It's why I never bought into Denver, why I think the Raptors have limitations, and why I didn't buy into Milwaukee over Boston. I'll take Boston narrowly. If you look at the greatest team in league history, it's probably the Bulls in 95. The second best player was Pippen, a top 50 player. Second best team I've ever seen is the Warriors. Their second best player, Steph Curry, the only unanimous MVP in league history. The third best team I've ever seen, maybe the second best, is the Showtime Lakers. Magic, the second best player was Kareem, probably the best center in league history. By the way, Shaq and Kobe's probably the third or fourth best team I've ever seen. Whichever you preferred, it was a Hall of Famer, was the second best player. The Milwaukee Bucks' second best player is Chris Middleton. He's a hard worker and a good kid. But he played college for 3 years. Translation? It's not that gifted. Then he went to the NBA, rookie year, averaged 6 points, and was demoted to the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. He has become a very good player. But if he's your number 2, if he's your Pippen, if he's your Kobe, if he's your Steph, you're not winning the title. And I don't think you're winning this series. Now, Boston doesn't have a dominating number 2 either. But let's just, for the sake of argument, take Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum was a high school All-American and then a college All-American and only had to play 1 year of college at the best program, Duke, and then NBA people said, get out of college, you're too good. Oh, and then as a rookie, made the all-rookie team and in the playoffs was actually shockingly good as a rookie. He didn't get demoted to the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. Now, he's not one of the stronger 2s in NBA history. But he is a transformational basketball talent who's still a baby. Now, you can argue Al Horford's a 2 and Gordon Hayward's a 2 or Jason Tatum's a 2. I would say Tatum is their second best basketball talent. That's why I think this is a close series. The Houston Rockets' number 2 player is a 9-time All-Star and a first-ballot Hall of Famer, Chris Paul. And why the Warriors are going to win, their number 2 is Steph Curry. Maybe the most transformational basketball player of my life outside of LeBron, Magic, and MJ. Nothing against Chris Middleton, but the reason I took Boston in this series was their 2 is a 4, or at best a 3, Chris Middleton. I like him. He's not a 2. Jason Tatum has nights he's an absolute 2, and I think long-term he's absolutely a 2. He didn't play particularly well in Game 1. But we spend so much time looking at the 1. Kevin Durant got to 1 finals in the West before Golden State. Because he and the 2 didn't work. Look at the dynasty in our lifetimes. One of them, Spurs. Tony Parker was an MVP candidate, and he was a 2 to Duncan. Then they switched, and then Duncan was the 2 and was a first-ballot Hall of Famer. I can remember watching Larry Bird have back-to-back playoff games where he scored 8 points. But they had a 2 named Kevin McHale who could score 24. It's not just about the 1. Denver doesn't have Jamal Murray, a dependable 2. Chris Middleton should be a 3 or a 4. They're not championship teams. Now, I don't think Boston has the best 2 in the world, but he is an absolutely elite basketball talent who, the reason Jason Tatum's not a 1, he's too inconsistent. But on the nights he's good, oh, he's really good. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
So Kevin Durant was impressive again yesterday with 35 points in the Game 1 win over the Rockets.
Yeah.
Steph and Clay were pretty quiet, but Durant took over and carried the team to a 104-100 win.
Yeah.
And after the game, we were just talking about Michael. Steve Kerr said his scoring is comparable only to the GOAT.
Have you ever seen anybody have a great 4-game stretch like Kevin is having?
There's this guy named Michael something. Can't remember his last name. I mean, he's the most skilled basketball player on earth. He's one of the most skilled basketball players to ever play the game. There's never been anybody like him. 6'11", handles ball, shoots threes, passes, defends. He's just an unbelievable talent.
Yes. I tell you my story about Mark Few, USA basketball, Gonzaga coach. And, Popovich hired him, and he went and watched Durant for a week. When I asked him about Durant, he just laughed. He couldn't even explain him. He's just like, you almost don't have to coach him. He's like, there's no such thing as a tough two for Kevin Durant. He's the only basketball player in the world that there really is. Because everybody's trying to make you run off the three-point line and shoot a tough two. There are no tough twos. He's a 7'1" guy that shoots.
It's almost like Kareem Skyhook at this point.
Yes.
Because he can just rise up over anyone. I just feel bad for anyone that has to guard him. He has a little ways to go before he's, on MJ's numbers.
Right.
But whoever the best player in the league at any time is going to be compared to Michael Jordan.
Right.
I don't think it's an egregious comparison because that's what we do with everyone who's at the top of the league at the moment that he is. And he's playing amazing. So we thought the Lakers were really going to swing for the fences in the wake of Magic's departure, but apparently they are not. Sam Amick and Bill Oram of The Athletic reported over the weekend the Lakers never reached out to LeBron's former GM in Cleveland, David Griffin, before he agreed to join New Orleans. Sources also say they haven't reached out to the Warriors regarding general manager Bob Myers. Same for Jerry West until further notice. In other words, this is all on Pelinka and Friends.
Isn't that Fox News' morning program, Pelinka and Friends?
Pelinka and Friends?
Is that it?
Is that what it is? Pelinka has led the way in interviewing candidates Ty Lue, Monty Williams, Juwan Howard, and Jason Kidd, along with, as they mentioned in the reports, and Friends, Jeannie, Tim Harris, Joey Buss, Jesse Buss, Kurt Rambis, apparently...
a lot of Friends. A heavy dose of Friends.
As well. Well, it just seems like this is Pelinka's show now.
Yep.
So it's going to be all on him what ends up happening, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. You gotta bet on yourself sometimes. So finally, John Elway just can't help himself. The Broncos waited until the 42nd overall pick to take a quarterback, in part because of the trust Elway has in Joe Flacco. Elway told Peter King, "Our comfort with Joe enabled us to pass on a quarterback. What made that decision is Joe is fitting really well with what we want to do offensively, and he looked great in our mini camp last week. He really put on a throwing exhibition last week in camp. I truly think we've got a guy coming into his prime."
That seems like a little much, but I do think Flacco does fit. If you look at John Elway's history on quarterbacks,
Would you like to look at John Elway's history on quarterbacks?
Well, I mean, Peyton was good. Peyton was the best, obviously, but he likes big, strong guys. He does. He likes the big guy that can throw the ball down the field in that Denver cold weather in the winter. That's what he likes.
I don't have a problem with Joe Flacco in this spot, and I don't have a problem with them waiting that long to take a quarterback because I don't think that this was a quarterback draft. And as we can see from the full screen that we have up right now, there's been a lot of them. But Joe Flacco is not going into his prime.
No, he's not.
I don't think that I think he'll have a good year.
Yeah, so
I don't think he's going to be a disaster for them.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
going into his prime is it's just a little too far.
We all know. So you and I know that John Elway went to Stanford, and we know he's smart, right? We know smart.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard. He's exhibit A of. It's hard to find a quarterback. By the way,
I don't think it's easy to find a quarterback. I think sometimes, we use this example with MJ as well. When you are in an elite level of something, it's kind of sometimes hard to evaluate talent of your same vein. Because you either A, only look for things that you see in yourself, or you're distorted by putting you're almost like projecting onto talent that is not on the level that you want, or you get attracted to personalities. It is hard to evaluate talent.
Yes.
And when you're the one making the decision, you're the one that has to deal with the consequences of it.
And he's so high profile in Denver. It's like, I can't draft quarterbacks. He coaxed Peyton Manning to come for a few years. That worked out. Give him a pass for a few years. He's going to
He's had a pass for a few years. Peyton Manning's been out for a while. I don't have a problem with Joe Flacco, and I don't have a problem with where they took the quarterback because, like I said, this wasn't a quarterback draft. But in the next few years, they need to find their guy for the future.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping.